Hello everyone, welcome to Wei and Cathy show. I'm your host Wei Fang. The midterm election has entered the countdown phase. And on September 1st, President Biden went to the Independence Hall in Philadelphia and issued a very strong worded speech against Trump and the MAGA supporters. And then Trump shoot back right away on the same day. So it is quite a dramatic exchange. However, I do want to talk about something else, which is what is really laying deep beneath this, this exchange. And maybe what I will be talking about is something that President Biden and the former President Trump haven't ever thought about. Okay, so before we start, I want to apologize to you folks that I only did this program this week because we were very, very busy for other matters. So although Cathy and I want to do this, keep up the program every day, still we were not able to do so. So apologize here, but we'll keep it up. And I want to wish you a happy Labor Day, okay, which is right ahead of us. Okay, now let's just enter our topic today. And we all know that the Independence Hall of the Philadelphia is the place where our founding father wrote the Constitution, okay? And the significance of this place, I think, is really the root of this country. And President Biden went over there at the night of September 1st and issued a very solemn speech, which is also very strong worded. He said, these two documents, basically the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, these two documents and the ideas they embody, equality and democracy, are the rock upon which the nation is built. He said, as I stand here tonight, equality and democracy are under assault. We do ourselves no favor to pretend otherwise. He said, there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that's a threat to this country. All right. So, and President Trump shoot back right away, okay? Because basically to him and to the Republican Party, this is something that they really cannot live with, because what Biden called them is exactly what they want to call Biden and the ultra-left. So Trump posted on the Truth Social his version of the Twitter, and on the same day, the following word, he said, if you look at the words and the meaning of the awkward and angry Biden speech tonight, he threatened America, including with the possible use of a military force. He must be insane or suffering from late-stage dementia. Okay, that's his word, so pretty strong. He just shoot back right away, okay? And along with the speech from both sides, and then there's the media on the left and on the right started the very hot debate yesterday and today. So this is just another phenomenon that is happening before this midterm election. But while we are arguing this over, okay, nobody took note of what Biden said, a threat to the equality and democracy, okay, brought about by the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, these two documents. So if we just open it up and ask everybody, ask our countrymen, any issue there? The American value, democracy and the equality, okay, guaranteed by our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. I think most people will not, no problem, okay. Right, that's it's all positive value, and its difference is the left think the right is undermining those values, the right is thinking that the left is undermining those values. Nobody would think that whether those two words has any problem or not. This is what I was diving in. So before I talk about share my point of view, I want to mention that in the last week I did this 140-year invasion, okay, invasion of U.S. Of the America by those. Fabian version of communism. I talk about, I started, with the Fabian Society of UK to the Frankfurt University of Germany, and then the Columbia University in New York, all right? And how this this cultural Marxism or cultural communism has been filtering, permeating, and infiltrating and invading our country. Okay, and it's very, very, how to say, shocking. And however, while I say shocking, it's not shocking because nobody senses it. Okay, it is when it comes to the step of this country almost fall that we start to realize. Okay, so this is the context, big context of the following, sharing or following point of view. All right, so talking about equality and democracy, and we all know this is today's American value. And however, do you know that throughout American Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, there's no single word that mentioned equality or democracy. Nowhere was this two words mentioned. To the contrary, the founding fathers who wrote the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were very, very alertful about this two words, and even to the point of disapprove, at least the democracy. What do I mean? Okay, so we have to analyze the origin of this word democracy and its meaning. In ancient Greece, okay, democracy indeed is one of the few, political system. There's a monarchy, there's a oligarchy, and there's a democracy. Okay, and democracy means everybody. Okay, everybody can voice out, and then the majority decision count. So in Athens at that time, when there's a major decision to be made, everybody go to the central square of the city, okay? And the quorum is 6,000 people. You have to have that many people to have a valid, decision-making, start a valid decision-making process. Okay, so what's the problem of democracy? It's easy to create mob ruling, okay? If you have 51% of the vote in your hands, and the other 49%, or in most cases, much fewer than 49%, they will lose their right, okay? So it's also called majority violence, okay? And then, so this democracy, in the very beginning of our country, was not a positive word. At least, it's a word that our founding fathers was very vigilant about. Actually, founding fathers said multiple times, America is never a democratic country, because they believe democracy, which is everybody's decision count, will bring chaos, conflict, and the majority violence. So what did the founding father want? They want a republic. They want a republic. Or what is a republic? Republic means first, the power comes from the people, and majority people will make decisions. So in that sense, it is the same as a democratic system. But the second, they elect a representative to do research, make decision, and execute the policy, all right, and then run the country. So such representative needs to have a good morality, and also a limit of his term. And it sounds very, so common today, right? It's simple and common, but at that time, in the beginning of our country, okay, back in the 1787, that was, an innovation, okay, because it decided that first, elected official are elected representative. They are not the boss, they are the servant. Okay, the second, they have a term limit. Okay, when they come to a certain point, they cannot, they cannot be that official anymore. And also, during his term, and if he does not behave well, you will be elected down, you'll be, just pull off your position. And if we follow this system, 100 people can elect one representative. 10,000 people, you could elect 100 people. So no matter how many people you have, you always have a way to, to manage the country, the population, or self-manage, put it that way. So this is basically, in the founding fathers' eyes, this is called a republic. All right. So again, if we dial back 200 years, and the founding fathers, they want to make the political system of our country crystal clear. They said we are never a democracy, and we don't want democracy. What we want is a republic. So how come everybody call America a democratic country, or the leader of the democratic democracy? Why? Why that comes? Let me tell the story. There's a story behind it. Back in 1905, okay, there are 6 university scholars and socialists in the 6 American universities. They got together. They established an organization. It's called Intercollegiate Socialist Society, ISS. Okay, and what they hold is that government shall be responsible for all economic activities. They should arrange all the social matters, okay, from a central place, so as to avoid all kinds of shortcomings and to make the whole society very orderly. Sounds like what? Sounds like just a socialist, right? But this thought in the very beginning was very delusional, and it attracted a lot of intellectuals. And this group grew very fast in America. Very soon, it spread to dozens of the universities in the U.S. It also, raised a slogan saying that production for use, not for profit. Looks, quite attractive, right? Just don't chase after money. Go after use. Okay. So, but in the end, this is just like another version of a utopia, but it indeed deceived a lot of people. A lot of people joined the organization. In the meantime, okay, while this intercollegiate socialist society is spreading and growing in the U.S., far in the Europe, in Russia, the Bolshevik revolution happened. It's called October Revolution. And then they established the Soviet Union. Okay, Soviet Union, the full name would be the Soviet Socialist Republic Union. Okay, it's good. And so after that established, and then in the 1930s, we got this great famine. If you remember, near around 6 million people, Russians and Russian and Ukrainians. Okay, Soviet Union people died of hunger, and then after that, there was the Great Purge. Then again, millions of people were killed. So the word of a socialist or the socialism become very notorious, become a bad word. So, okay, this ISS, they start to realize, oh gosh, this socialism is not a good name. We need to change for another name. So they thought it over, and then they pick up this word called, guess what? Democracy. They call themselves League for Industrial Democracy. What does that mean? Well, democracy means everybody. Industrial means wealth and prosperity, industry, right? So it means the industry and happiness for everybody. So that's the meaning of the League for Industrial Democracy, for everybody. So in the end, it's still the same socialist, socialist concept, just in another package. Okay, expressed through the word of democracy. So a lot of people in this, ILID, then they grow into, high position in the political circle, in the business circle, in the media, and academia, and so on and so forth. And then when it comes to the Wilson, President Wilson, and who was leading the U.S. to join the First World War. So a lot of people from this LID was around him. And then at a certain point, President Wilson make a call saying that fight for the world democracy. And it's basically to explain that, to justify that American joining the First World War is to protect democracy for the world. This is the first time that democracy become a very positive word and become known worldwide. Okay, if we fast forward to 1960s, this League for Industrial Democracy gave birth to another organization called the Students for a Democratic Society, SDS. All right, for those of people who are old enough or who study history well enough, this is the principal representation in the United States of the New Left, or the future version of the communist force. After the Second World War, all right, so the communist regime, they start to call themselves, democracy too. If you remember the Eastern Germany, they call themselves like a German Democratic Republic. And even the North Korea call them like a Korean Democratic Republic, and so on and so forth. So the word of God, the democracy become overloaded. those people start to use like American democracy versus a socialist democracy, all right, to tell them apart. But later, of course, the communist nation, they fell, and they bring killing, slaughter, and famine, and crisis to wherever they spread to. Okay, so finally, this socialist democracy, this concept went bankrupt. Nobody sees that as anything positive. But in the meantime, this American democracy become the synonym for the American political system. Then time goes by, democracy, become more and more just, as an alias, as the same name as America. So if we look at, dive back to the history, right? So if we follow me and go back to the history, and we know that founding fathers, in the very beginning, they don't want to do this complete democracy. They want a republic. And the occurrence, okay, the come about of this, this word of democracy, it does not represent America. Actually, it represents a force that want to undermine the American Republic. Okay? So when I mention this to you folks, I do not want to, object to the use of democracy or stop people from using it, because, it has become such a, ubiquitous name and used everywhere. What I want everybody to know that, after this 140 years infiltration of our country by the communist force, democracy has replaced Republican system, and it become the representing word, representing name for our country. Okay, this shows that how much our country has been infiltrated. And our wording, our main concept was changed, and we do not even know that. All right, there's also this word for the equality, right? There's no mention of equality in the, those two documents. Of course, there is the all man created equal, but that's still not equality. Equality is something that is very misleading if we don't, use it well, or explain the meaning well, or use it at right place. So, yeah. So basically, that's what I want to share with you. I don't know how you think. Okay. If you have your thought, please also share there and let me know how you think. So today, this is what I want to bring to you. And leave your comment, and if you like our program, please click the like, which will help the spreading of this program. And thank you very much. I know Labor Day is ahead of us. I know the gas price is high, and it takes some hard decision to drive the car far distance. But still, we still have our country, and we haven't lost it. So enjoy it, and also, fight for it. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you after Labor Day. Take care. Bye-bye.